welcome back to the vlog and welcome to Samogu, Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. We're just heading back to Goroka, just on a 21-minute flight, so let's go ahead and get started. Get our fuel on. Riders, fuel pump, and low start. Watching the NG just come up over 14%. Reduce my low idle, which is my conditioner level.
TOS system test, okay.
TD's coming up nice, 650. Right, igniter's off. Fuel pump to standby, generator on, prop forward. To alternator and our aux bus. Right, we've got 480 pounds, 480 pounds of fuel. We've got 450 kgs. We got a penalty today of 175 kgs, so what I'm going to put into my GPS is 880 kgs. That spits out a number of 6,020, so our rotate speed's 57 and 67 if we had to come back in for an emergency. We'll go back at around 8,000. There's the 6622 November Tango Echo Taxi. The 6622 November Tango Echo Taxi, Samogu, Goroka, 5 POV. All station 120.7, Samogu, November Tango Echo Taxi, Samogu, Goroka. We'll be on climb 8,000. Alright, fuel caps and selectors, controls, and TOS. Turn Betty off. Switches and instruments, I've already got that set up. Flaps set, indicated and verified at 20. Our trim, going to be setting up. Alright, the little hut on the right, we're going to be 35 knots at that point, otherwise we're going to full reverse, heavy braking. Gotta pull off and shut off if we're going off, master's off, and crack my door after takeoff. Pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. 80, full flaps, cut up, pull up, shut off, emergency button, masters, and crack my door. And try to call them on 662 if I can. Alright, ignition. Inlet and lights, we're 27 degrees, 4,500 feet. So, 1390, so 1340. Ignition condition, laps 20, fuel and harnesses. Checklist is complete. Right, 1340. It's going to be really bumpy. Right, torque is set. There's speeds alive, there's 35, continuing. And there's airborne. So these guys I'm flying out today, they are some sick patients from another village up the way, a helicopter location. And this is their very first time flying on an airplane. So I'm sure their nerves are a little bit high today. Alright, we'll climb out at 85 knots. I'm kind of tail heavy today. Not out of CG, but I just don't really have anything in my pod really. And I have a big old sawmill in the back, as well as 4 people in the back, so right over 85. Go 10 degrees of flaps. Somewhere right down below me, somewhere there's a World War II plane crash. I don't know where it is. But if anybody knows where it is out here by Samogu in the Eastern Highlands, let me know. I've found some websites like Pacific Rex, and I couldn't find any information on it. Right, over 90 and climbing, we'll go 0 degrees of flaps. Bring our prop on back. 2,000 RPM, and that will also bring our ITT down to 720, which we'll use for our climb. I just go back at 6,000. Down the valleys, it's a little bit prettier of a flight than just over top at 8,000. All stations, Samogu 120.7, Kodiak November Tango Echo departed. Samogu for Goroka will be 6,000. Alright, our speed, indicated speed's up. So we're going to bring our torque back to 1,250 foot-pound of torque. That will be just our cruising torque on the way back. and then just make some small adjustments with my prop to bring it back up to 2,000. All right, we can do our landing light, engine inlet, and then our igniter's back to normal. We'll leave our pulse light on. Yeah, today is a busy day and I'm already an hour behind. I was supposed to land at 4:10 in the afternoon. That's with like no brakes, no nothing. That's just go, 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 go. But now I'm an hour behind. So depending on the weather in the afternoon, how it is in the sea peak, I have to come back. Basically, I have to go up to Wewak next, up to the upper sea peak after that, and then all the way back. So that would put me back around 5 p.m. So depending on how the weather is going to look, I'm taking my overnight bag. Might spend the night at Wewak, don't know. And then tomorrow I have a flight all the way out to KBA.
3127 Alpha November Romeo.
Right, so because I am in such a rush today, I am going to go ahead and text my home base, let them know to have everything ready for me so I can make like a 10-minute turnaround, hopefully. Get back ahead a little bit. This area that I'm flying over right here, there's a road right below me. And this road right here, I did a motorcycle ride from Goroka all the way out here to Okapa, all the way down to basically where SIL is, and all the way back up to Goroka. It's 140 miles, and that was a long ride in PNG, for sure. It took all day. We had a flat tire, one of our bikes did, halfway, and then we had to ride on a flat tire for about 2 hours before we could get a new inner tube, fixed it, and then rode another hour and a half or hour and 20 minutes back up to Goroka. It was a pretty epic ride. Amazing views, as you can see. But yeah, it was a really long ride. As you can see, man, the weather is absolutely stellar today. Last week, when I was going up into the sea peak area, it was just horrible all day long, just clouds and rain, and it was just kind of a crap day all around. So I'm really glad that today being Monday, the sky is perfect, the winds are calm. I'm gonna veg out and enjoy actually doing my job today.
November Tango Echo, Alpha November Romeo, 120.7.
Alpha November Romeo, November Tango Echo is currently 25 miles to run Goroka, 6,600 currently.
Thank you, sir. Alpha November Romeo, we are 21 miles, Goroka. On descent, leaving 15,000 and estimating the circuit at 55.
And November Tango Echo copies and estimating circuit 58. Alright, so he's just coming from Port Moresby. He's just a little bit above me and a little bit ahead of me, but he has a long way probably to descend, so realistically we're probably going to get to the field at the same time. So he's flying over top of the field at 5.5, where I am basically landing at 5.8. So probably by the time he's on his downwind, I'll be just about getting to my base, probably. If you guys are flight simmer people and you want to download the livery of this paint scheme, at least for the Cessna 200 Caravan, they don't have the Kodiak yet for the new flight simulator. I will leave a link down below, as well as one for the X-Plane, the same paint scheme with Papua 2, November Tango Echo and whatnot. Anyways, I'll leave a link down below if you guys are interested in download. It's a free download, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Looks exactly like this one. Right, almost 15 miles. We're gonna call up Goroka Tower here in just 2 seconds. So I might as well just call them now. Goroka Tower, morning again, November Tango Echo, 17 miles to the south. On descent, circuit time 58, copy Alpha November Romeo.
November Tango Echo, Ryan again, runway 35 right, gear number 2 in line and sequence. Wind is light and favorable, QNH 1018, temperature 21, and track for final, report again 6 miles.
Morning again, rolling 1018, track and port 6 mile final, 35 right, November Tango Echo. Alright, our selector.
Alpha November Romeo, turning 5 mile final, 35 left.
And brakes. Wow,
Alpha November Romeo, Caution, birds within the vicinity of the airdrome. Cross runway 35 right on landing and runway 35 left. Clear to land.
Clear to land and clear to cross 35 right on landing. Alpha November Romeo.
He's actually going to land on the time he said he was. That's impressive. All right, our selectors, our TAWs, our VREF. Check my weight for landing, 5,900. So my landing speed is going to be 66 knots. Throw a landing light on our bypass. We'll be starting a descent here in 2 seconds. If we do need to go around, power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73 knots, and maneuvers required, reset torque 740. Alright, so our abort and emergency procedure are complete. Prop and harness, our harness is already completed. We're now 10 miles, we're going to report again when we're 6 miles. Alright, autopilot is off. This river down below me, the Assar River, it'd be such a sweet river to go kayaking if you knew how to kayak, or whitewater rafting if you knew what you were doing. A friend of mine and I tried that a few years ago in one of those like crappy little two-man Walmart, blow-up boats. We didn't have life vests or helmets or anything like that, but we had a lot of adventure. And yeah, so it's pretty nice and smooth till right here. And like your normal 80 to 90 feet wide river, it went down to about 15 feet, and that was our very first rapid. The boat just like folded in half and sucked us under for about 15 to 20 seconds. And that was the point where we were like, maybe we should just hike it out from here, considering there's another 8 miles of rapids. I think it was a good choice. Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo, 6 mile final, 35 right.
November Tango Echo. Runway 35 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 35 right, November Tango Echo. Alright, prop and harness. Some of you guys have asked, a lot of you have asked, why do I land on the small runway and not the big runway? Really the only reason is because our hangar is on that side of the airport, so that we don't have to just basically taxi a little bit further over there. I mean, it's still, I don't know exactly the stats on it because we don't have an airstrip chart for Goroka, but I mean, it's got to be at least like 2,500 to 3,000 feet long anyway, so it just looks small in comparison to the 5,000 foot runway. But yeah, it's still just as big as any bush location, twice as long as any bush location, so it's not really small in comparison. It just looks small compared to the other bigger runway. Alright, 3 miles out, we'll push our prop forward. And first degrees of flaps. It is 10 o'clock in the morning and it's already bumpy out in the Goroka Valley.
500.
We're down 120 knots, 20 degrees of flaps. Pushing forward on the yoke as you do put your flaps in. You might not feel it in a 152, but the bigger the airplane, put the flaps in, all of a sudden your plane wants to kind of go up and get to push forward, and then retrim. Alright, full flaps checklist is complete. And then again, I'm still pushing really hard. You can see the trim wheel going. It's just a tiny bit off from the auto. I wish you could. Alright, like I said, 66 knots is the slowest I'm going to come in. I'm probably not going to come in quite that slow because there's really no point, and there's usually big sinkers here in Goroka. Right, confirming checklist is complete. It's not tailwind. right, well, like I said, I'm hoping to make like a 10-minute turnaround here, get out of here as quickly as I can, on up to Wewak, and a big rest of my day. Another 7 hours left to go in my day, and it's already 10 o'clock. So anyways, thanks so much for joining me along on this flight. If you do like this kind of content, consider subscribing. Put out videos twice a week, and I've got a lot of other ones, so if you did like this one, go check out some of the other ones. There'll be a playlist at the end of this video with some. Anyways, yeah, give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and have a great day, guys. Right, we'll turn our upper fuel off so it's not draining the other wing. My fuel, 370. 46, and then shutdown. Everything is off except for our fuel pump. Off. Other. I'm gonna wait till my NG drops down like below 8% before I turn off my fuel pump because it's lubricated and whatnot. Anyways, thanks again, guys. Have a good one.